How's it going, everyone? Welcome to The Last of Us lore, where today we will be covering the group known as the Cannibals. By their name, the Cannibals are a group of survivors who have resorted to killing and eating other survivors due to food shortages. The cannibal group that is encountered are led by a man named David, though most find him very incompetent. In a note found by Joel, they seem to have been cannibals for about a year. Unlike the hunters and bandits, there are women and children in their group, as stated by David, and we're never proved otherwise. In the autumn of 2033, David sent a group of his men to search the University of Eastern Colorado for food, where they found and tried to kill Joel and Ellie. The survivors told David that their friends were killed by a crazy man and a little girl. A few months later, David and James, who was David's right-hand man, encountered Ellie in the woods, agreeing to trade with her a bottle of penicillin and a syringe for a deer that she had just killed. James left to get the items, which gave Ellie and David lots of time to talk. After the pair faced a large number of infected, David figured out who Ellie really was. When James returned, he pointed his gun at her, but let her go when David talked him down. A small group of cannibals was sent to capture Ellie at the cabin where she was treating Joel, but they tried to kill her once they found out who she was. In her attempt to escape, the cannibals caught her and shot her horse. Rest in peace, Callus. Davis soon became enraged as Ellie continuously denied his offers to join him, biting him and breaking his finger. When Joel recovered, he killed all the cannibals in the area except for two, torturing them to reveal the location of their town. Then he killed them too. Ellie ended up escaping after killing James. David tells a woman to take the children to a safe place as the men look for Ellie. David cornered Ellie in a restaurant and the two played a deadly game of cat and mouse until Ellie stabbed him and he knocked them both unconscious. When he came to, David pinned Ellie to the ground and nearly killed her, but she was able to get the upper hand and hack him to death with his own machete. During the events of Left Behind, a group of cannibals track Ellie and Joel into the Colorado Mountain Plaza. During the whole ordeal, they suffered heavy casualties from both Ellie and the infected. Throughout the fight, they faced Ellie and the infected at the same time. While many died, some retreated. Through David's dialogue, it seems the cannibals have no problem wasting supplies apart from food, suggesting that they have a lot of equipment. While they don't use body armor, they do use different pistols, hunting rifles, shotguns, and bow and arrows. It seems, though, that the rifles were saved for scavenging parties only, as most of the men who chased Ellie through their town only had revolvers. By the time Joel arrived, though, most had cracked out the long guns. In the end, it appears as though most, if not all, the men in the group are killed, which would put the women and children at a distinct disadvantage moving forward. Now for some trivia. It is implied by David and other cannibals that they are democratic and vote for their leader. While children are not seen in their community, there is an unused game file named Cannibal Child. Also, while they are not the only enemies seen fighting infected, they are the only group where you can directly influence their encounter. Thank you all so much for watching. Now that The Last of Us Part 2 is out, I will try to cover both topics from both games and update old videos if I need to. Thanks again, and we'll talk later in the next video.